Kia ora from New Zealand.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you for joining us. And please, within 1 minute or 2 minutes, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you have been doing, how you've been working with families?
Absolutely. I am an educational alchemist. What that means is I take ideas and is to transform education globally. But I'm also a playful priestess, not princess, playful priestess. And so I have 30 plus years of knowledge in the education field and parenting. And but I like to have fun when I do things. So just bringing that wisdom with playfulness. And I believe I'm really heart-centered because it's really about what would love do is my number one question I ask myself all the time. So I have two beautiful children. One is 25 and the other 22. And I have written about 14 books, but my parenting book was really launched, and I was spent about 5 years writing it because I actually had to wait for my children to leave home and to be able to feel like I was warranted writing it, because my book is called Roots and Wings: How to Parent for Stability and Independence. Because I truly believe that it is our job as parents to parent them to leave, to fly the coop, to go and create their own lives and have an amazing impact on the world if we can do that as well.
Oh, thank you for that beautiful introduction. So we're now going on into the question now. When you say parenting independently, what do you mean by that? What does that parenting for independence? What does that mean?
Yeah, so it means that we're parenting them so that they don't need us anymore, so that we're making ourselves redundant. Now, this is a challenge for many people, particularly mothers who tie our identity in being a mother. And this is why it's so important as a woman and a mother to have other interests and to look beyond your life as a mother and know that you have many different roles in your life. But I believe that our job is to parent our kids so that they can leave, so that they can make their own decisions. For instance, I remember when my daughter was 17 and I said to her, I've only got 1 more year. I've got 1 more year, and you are officially an adult in New Zealand. You can vote, you can drink, you can, do whatever you like. You can get married 18 without my permission. She can do whatever she likes at 18. And I said, once you're an adult, you're on your own. So I said, we've got a year to make sure that you can do that so that you can parent yourself. And so we sat down and we said, well, what do you need to be able to do? What do you think you need to be able to do? And she said, I need to be able to put myself to bed without being told. I need to be able to cook healthy meals. I need to be able to monitor my phone use so that I'm not getting, just distracted by that. She said, I need to be able to uh, stay at home by myself, because even at 17, she was not comfortable being in the house by herself. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to be by yourself. So we made a huge list. And I wished I only did this once she was 17. I wished we'd done it earlier and every year. And it's like, well, what do you need to learn this year so that you can be independent? And so that means that they can, once they leave home, they don't need me. Look, here's the truth. They always need you. They always need you when they leave home, but
Hmm.
that I don't need them to be here for my identity as well. So we want to parent them so they can go off in the world, make a difference, and love life.
Oh, wow, beautiful. So, kids helping with chores, what are the things we need to be helping them with?
Yeah, so I think this happens from very, very young. I think children feel a sense of belonging and a responsibility when we give them chores. And I see so many parents who are doing everything around their children, and their children are having a princess life or a prince life, and they're just doing whatever they want. But we talked about working interdependently in our home, that we are working together. We are a team. And so helping with chores from very young. So that could be emptying the dishwasher. That could be setting the table. That could be making their bed, picking up their toys. As my children got older, they would do things like vacuum the house. And we've got a big house, so we split the house in two. One would do the front half, the other would do the back half. And the next week they would swap, and they always knew which half they were on. We would do things like give them, I want to say this, we didn't give them pocket money for doing chores, because as an adult, nobody gives you pocket money for doing your housework.
No.
No one pays you that unless that's your actual job. So it's like, it's what we do around here. This is how we help. This is how we support each other. And so right from 1.5, 2 years old, I think they are old enough. I remember Sasha is my daughter's name. And I remember Sasha doing the setting the table. And I used to talk to them about being responsible. Gosh, you're responsible taking that job on. Gosh, I love how responsible you are, because you picked up that rubbish and put it in the bin. Because often they don't know what responsibility is, because we haven't labeled it for them. And I remember when she's 2 years old, setting the table, and these little eyes peek over the edge of the table at me. And she said, "Mom, am I being responsible?" And I said, "You are so responsible setting the table." And so that, they feel like this sense again of belonging, that they are actually contributing and that they're helping. And even as an adult, when you help somebody, that feeling inside is just beautiful. And so I think we need to help our children do that too. So it's not treating them as slaves. It's not that they do all the jobs, but that they learn how, and that we also explicitly teach. Because my son was very good at sweeping the doorstep and just putting the dirt from one side of the doorstep to the other. That's not sweeping the doorstep. That's just moving the dirt around. So actually explicitly teaching him how to sweep the doorstep and how to get rid of the dust, not just, move it one side to the other. So do it with them. When it was time to clean their rooms, we'd put a timer on for 20 minutes and loud music, and off we'd go. And I'd do it together. So I would show them, I would model it, and then I would slowly step back and let them take more responsibility for that. Oh, and while I'm talking about that, Rachel, let me share this. Once the room is perfect, once you get their bedroom perfect in the way you want it, take photos and print those photos out, put it on the inside of their wardrobe door, so they know what tidy looks like. So when you say, "I want you to tidy your room," that's what it looks like. Nothing under the bed, nothing on the floor in the wardrobe, or whatever tidy means for you, the bed made, then they know that's the picture I'm looking for.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, that's very interesting. But I must say, you're blessed to have those children that we listen. Take what you're saying. How about when you have some children that, they feel so reluctant when you tell them to do stuff? How do you get them round to do this, what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, if you haven't started from when they're young, it's a little harder. But again, we talk about teamwork. I bet if they're on a sports team, if they're on a team of any type, you know that it's about working together. And if you haven't done that, I might just say, "Look, I'm tired. Would you like to ask a friend to help?" And say to them, "If you could just do this with me, great." And again, maybe there's the reward, because we used to do the ice cream reward challenge. And if your room looks like that photograph, there is an ice cream at the end. And we'd put loud music on, we'd do it together. Eventually they do it themselves, and we do the ice cream challenge. So if you have to do a little carrot at the end, find that, but just ask them to help.
Wonderful. How about What will others say? What will other people around you, especially if they are not into what you have just said? How do you manage that?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when they go, but my friends don't have to do the dishwasher. My friends don't have to set the table. My friends don't have to. And as parents, we're like, oh, are we doing it wrong? Are we, you know, setting them up incorrectly? And for me, a big thing that I've had to come to terms with is what will other people think? When my child had a tantrum in the supermarket, and they all do, right? Tantrum in the supermarket. It's how I deal with that. It's like, oh, everybody's watching. And actually, it's something that I've learned to shed and let go of. And how I parent is how I parent. And my kids know this is what happens in our house. It might not happen in other people's houses, but in our house, this is what happens. So being able to help them understand that, and then actually what happens in your house becomes what is normal for them. And so they might see someone else doing or not doing it, but they actually don't know what happens in other people's houses. So I think when our kids, when we are tied up with what other people think, it makes it harder. Just parent the way you want to parent and hold those boundaries strong. This is what I believe. This is how we do it. And yeah, do it that way.
Thank you. We've heard about 3 stages of manipulation. Can you talk to us about that, please?
Yeah, well, let me give you an example of what we were just talking about. So when my son was 14, we had some very strict boundaries and rules around technology in our home. Number one, there was zero technology allowed first thing in the morning, because I absolutely know the research is that if they play on games or doing technology in the morning
At
for
what age? At what age was that? At
uh,
what,
we started about 12.
when they were
Or
12?
as soon as they get a phone, as soon as they get those games, actually then. But you can bring this in at any time. So we no technology allowed in the mornings, because it shortens the brain attention span, and they have to go off to school and be attentive. So none. Second thing was my children had free reign of technology when they came home from school. I was not the parent who went, have you got homework? Get your homework done. That was their responsibility. So it wasn't my responsibility, it was theirs. And if they didn't get their homework done, not my problem. So their problem. They have to have the consequences that happens with that. So they would do their homework, but I wasn't the naggy mum who asked them to do it. Third thing you need to know is that my children had to be in bed by 9 p.m. Actually, no, they had to be in their rooms by 9 p.m. when they were teenagers. I didn't care up until 16. Things changed when they were 16. They had more choices, but up until 16, they had to be in their bedroom by 9 o'clock. Now, there is also zero technology allowed in their bedrooms. There are no phones, no computers, no TVs, none, because absolutely know the research is very strong that any blue light, and it's the light that emanates from your devices, blue light tells the brain to stay awake. Mm-hmm. And that's the opposite of what we want when we're sending them to bed. So zero technology allowed in their bedroom, but they had free reign of technology from after school until 9 p.m. So the 3 stages of manipulation happen when your child butts up against the boundaries that you've put in place. And so this particular night, my son is 14 and he comes to me, and it's 5 to 9. And he goes, oh, I haven't done my homework and I've got a big assignment due tomorrow. And I look at my watch and go, well, it's 5 to 9. And he goes, no, you don't understand. I have to use the computer. And I went, well, you've got 5 minutes. And little sisters are lovely. I love the little sister. well, you shouldn't have been on the Xbox all night, should you? She's like roasted him, burned him, because she is correct. You know, he had choices. He made the wrong choices, and now he's got 5 minutes. So the 3 stages of manipulation. He wants to change his mother's mind. Stage 1 is the beg and bargain stage. So it looks like this. I will do anything. If you can just leave me, this is such an important assignment. I will do anything. I will do the dishes. I will be your slave for a week. I will wash your car. I will do anything. Can I please just have the computer? And he begs and he bargains his way to the computer. I look at my watch and go, you've got 3.5 minutes. So he moves to stage 2. So that was stage 1, beg and bargain. Stage 2 is guilt and insult. And this is what stage 2 looks like. You ready? You're the worst mother in the world. I truly hate you. I'm going to go kill myself. I'm going to go and run away. I'm going to go and live with someone else. No one else, everyone else's parent wouldn't do this. And they totally try and guilt you. I hate you is what they say. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. And we feel guilty. But hold the boundary. Hold the boundary. It's a manipulation stage. So that's stage 2. I look at my watch and go, you've got 2 minutes. And then he moves to stage 3. Because if you're a 14-year-old boy, stage 3 is really, really important. This is what stage 3 looks like. And the tears start start rolling down the cheeks, and he cries. Because if you're 14 and you cry in front of your mother, it's serious, right? And I look at my watch and go, 30 seconds. And he goes, and the tears, by the way, when you hold the boundary, the tears just stop. Because he knows it's not going to work. But if you give in, then they'll keep doing it, right? So I hold the boundary. I say, you've got 30 seconds. He takes a deep breath and he says, wake me up early. Now, my son is a late nighter. He usually gets up at 7 a.m. And on the school bus by about 8. And he often reads till 1, 2 o'clock. Silly, given in, right? And given him the computer, because I know he works late at night. Or thinks late at night. He reads and he, reads a lot at nighttime. Anyway, he says to me, can you wake me up an hour early, please? I'm like, sure, I'm an early morning person. I wake him up at 6 a.m. and he gets up. I sit him at the kitchen table with the laptop. And, I am breaking the rule of no tech in the morning, but I'm only doing it because it's work related, not play related. And so he starts doing his assignment. I go off and get myself ready for the morning. I come back about 30 minutes later and he's playing a game. And I'm like, what do you think you're doing? He goes, chill, Mum, I've done it. I went, what do you mean you've done it? He says, I finished. And I went, well, game off, because you're not allowed games in the morning. But then I asked him this question. I said, if I had given in last night and I had allowed you to have the laptop last night, how long would it have taken you? He looks at me and he goes, seriously? I reckon an hour to 2 nighter, and he loves staying up late at night. Actually, the best time for him to focus and get stuff done fast is first thing in the morning. When he's something important to do, he gets up early, gets it done. And that's because I held the boundaries. So, but the 3 steps of manipulation.
Thank you very much.
And bargain, the insult stage, and the waterworks stage.
Wow. Interesting. Wow. Now, what about the bunch shop syndrome? Bunch shop syndrome. What is that?
Shop syndrome. If you don't know about this, this is my favorite. This could transform your life. Have you ever been cooking dinner and you've got the plates out ready to dish up the food and there's one burnt chop Rachel, let me ask you, if you had this situation and there's one burnt chop, whose plate do you put the burnt chop on?
I will put it on my plate so that I don't have to explain
Yeah,
anything to
we
anybody.
all absolutely, we all do this. We have the burnt chop, but we did all the work. This is not fair. We've done all the work and we get the dregs of it. And so this comes from a friend of mine, Lisa O'Neill. The burnt chop syndrome is when we leave ourselves for last and don't value ourselves. So what she does, she has 3 children. So she has 5 plates on the bench and she's about to dish it up and she's got one burnt chop and she thinks, which child don't I like today? Now, I know we always love our children, but we don't always like them. This is okay and it's normal. And so she puts the chop on that child's plate. Now, she keeps the best chop for herself. Now, this is very important because, first of all, you don't tell the child that you've done this. But at dinner, if they go, how come I got the burnt chop? You go, oh, did you? And just pretend you don't know. And then later on, they start noticing, how come you got the best chop? And you can answer that. You say, because I did the work. And so they go, oh, so if I do the work, I get the best one. I'm like, absolutely. It's about valuing yourself. And we often, as a mother and a parent, leave ourselves till last. So I have an order of importance in my life. And the order is this: me first. I am my number 1 priority. Second priority, my husband or my partner. He is my number 2 priority. Now, let me go back to number 1. This doesn't mean I'm being selfish. This means I am looking after myself, because for me to have the energy and the focus and everything else you need for a parent to parent and run my household, I need to be fit, healthy, well, and so my number 1 strong. How can I help everybody else? So number 1 is me. Number 2 is my relationship with my husband. And because here's the one day I'm going to leave, and one day they're going to leave, and I see so many couples when their children leave look at their partner and go, who are you? And they don't know their partner because they're too busy parenting their kids and forgotten who they are and forgotten who their partner is. So he is my number 2 priority. My children are my number 3 priority. And my work is my number 4 priority. Now, those people who know me know I work very hard on my work, but I work harder on the other 3 things. So every day, it's me first, my husband second, my children third, my work 4th. And this allows me to be able to have the energy to be able to do everything I need, because parenting is exhausting. So for me, that means waking up at 5 a.m. because I am an early morning person, and I do what Robin Sharma calls the 20-20-20 formula. I do 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of meditation or inner focus, and 20 minutes of learning every single day. And this is incredible because it sets me up every day. And when it's 5 a.m., it's amazing. It's quiet. Nobody else is up. I'm totally by myself. And it is just the most beautiful time in the morning. And if you've turned us off because I said 5 a.m., it doesn't have to be at 5 a.m. It could be at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and it doesn't have to be 20-20-20. Maybe you do 5-5-5. You just find some time for you every single day.
Wonderful,
Burnt chop
wonderful.
syndrome.
Oh, thank you very much for those valuable, I mean, tools that you have shared with us. I'm sure we're going to have you for more in the future. Please, can you just give us how will you run this interview? What test can you give the parents to go with, please? What would be your last, thing that you want the parents to go with?
Can I just say one? Yeah, can I just say one more thing?
Sure,
Yeah, can I just say one more thing? Remember I said husband, partner is number 2.
Sure. Yeah.
I want to let you know that the secret to a fantastic marriage or fantastic partnership is and this is a little bit, might be a bit squeegee for some, but every single day, my husband and I passionately kiss. Now, this is the secret to an incredible relationship, because it's taught me so much. When you passionately cannot be thinking about your work, you cannot be thinking about the jobs that need to be done, you cannot be worried about stuff. If you're cross with your partner, you have to be able to let go of that stuff to be able to passionately kiss. So every single day we passionately kiss for about 30, 40 seconds, long passionate kiss, not just the peck on the cheek, because the peck on the cheek in a relationship has become goodbye, usually, not I love you. We say I love you, but it really means goodbye, because we're just rushing out the door. Bye, love you. But it doesn't mean love you, because there's no connection. So what the passionate kiss has taught me is that we really need to connect. I need to let go and connect at a heart level every single day with my partner. And we have the most incredible relationship, been married 28 years now. And people comment on our relationship, but that is our secret. So just in case you want to add a passionate kiss to your life, I want to add that. So my free gift is, I've got two things. One is joyful parenting poster. I think parenting should be a joy. Find joy in parenting every single day. So here are, I don't know, 100 ideas. I don't know how many's on there, just heaps of ideas about how to find more joy in your parenting. And I do things like, even my kids are adults now, they come into my office and I hide under the desk. And they're like, Mom, and then, oh, we can see you, because I'm too big to actually hide under the desk. Or I hide in the pantry when I know they're coming and I go boo at them. And I just have fun in parenting. The second thing is, because I'm also an expert in study skills and learning, is I'll give you a sample of my Color Me Smart coloring in book. And it just has, so this is mindful coloring. This is good for you and them, but it just has beautiful poems about, this is about light. It has, I don't know which ones you get in the free version, but thinking about questioning. And so it's got some tips there, mindful coloring, great for you and for your kids on those days where they just need a bit of co-regulation.
Wow. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for coming. We really appreciate you. And thank you, audience, for joining us. And we hope to see you some other time. That will be the end of this episode. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.